Okay, have you ever felt like you literally know what you should be doing, but somehow you just don't? Like you feel the guilt eating at you because the days you wasted and you can't get them back. And even when you try to move forward, it's like you're stuck in the same loop, the same day, the same procrastination, the same I should be working, but I'm not kind of energy. Yeah, I've been there, and today we're going to talk about it and more importantly, how to break it. Here's the truth. Every single person, they weren't born disciplined, so they weren't born with the perfect habits. No one was born with that insane work ethic. It's all learned. But this generation, it's quite hard. Our brains, they're literally wired for shortcuts and distractions. Everything's instant, everything's easy. Have you noticed, even watching a YouTube short, the person is telling this huge story, and before they finish, what do? You skip to the comments to see what happens. Why? Because our attention spans are so fried and we crave instant answers. Even you, okay, listening till 1 minute of me speaking is a huge thing because quickly you guys can even just skim through or, increase the speed to 2x and just, try to get the answers fast. And there we go, a huge mistake. Even me, like when I'm trying to study or write a code, if it's like not working immediately, like I get frustrated, I get mad, I just want to quit. I sometimes call ChatGPT to just try to fix what's wrong. And, that's just not laziness. That's like my brain screaming, like I'm very used to easy. I'm used to the comfort and I don't do struggle. So, but here's the kicker, struggle is literally how you learn. You, me, and everyone. The part we hate, and that's the growth zone. That's where magic happens, but it's uncomfortable, and our brains hate uncomfortable. And let's break down why. First, your brain loves familiarity. It thrives in it. It doesn't send alerts when you're in unknown territory. Change, struggle, hard work. Your brain sees that as a danger. That's why when you try to level up, you feel the deep dip, like the sadness, the irritation, the fear. That's just your brain trying to protect itself. Which is why I keep saying in this YouTube video, in this YouTube channel, that dopamine detox is powerful. Search it. Search it on YouTube. You can try it. At first, it feels awful because your brain isn't used to not having instant hits of pleasure. So your dopamine drops. Then when it comes back, you're stronger. Okay. So second is maladaptive dreaming. So you know what that is. Uh, that thing where you spend hours imagining your perfect life or your epic comeback living in your dream instead of your reality. Here's the problem. The more time you spend there, the less time you spend actually building it. So why do we do it? Because reality feels boring. But here's the secret. Boring is literally the path to success, and that's where the grind happens. That's where the work happens. But we can make boring feel a little fun, a little adventurous, and that's what we're gonna talk about next. So, if you're being stuck and if you're being feeling guilty and if you feel like your brain is your enemy, don't worry, it's not you, it's your wiring, but you can hack it, you can train it, you can grow, and it starts small with deliberate steps. Okay, so let's talk about this. How do you make boring actually fun? Like, how do you turn the boring part, like I don't want to do this, into something actually that fuels you? First things first, stay up all night. Okay. So, and no, you don't need to pull an all nighter. I mean, like maybe at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., or around that 2 a.m. time period, that quiet darkness, that silence, no notification, that's your playground. Because here's the thing, most of us scroll out of habit. Dopamine's not even involved. We just scroll because we are bored or we can't sleep. So when you're there, that's the time you sit down, take a piece of paper and say, you know what? Tonight I'm closing this chapter. Like I'm done letting this hold me back. And that's when change begins. At midnight, it sounds dramatic, but it works, okay? Next, you are going to write down 3 habits you need to leave behind. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Okay, the big ones. The stuff that you feel like it's weighing you down, the distraction, the procrastination. Now, don't mention procrastination. No, I want you to explain like write in a way like what are the procrastination. Okay, because some people misunderstand procrastination. For example, like when they do something without studying, they call it procrastinating. Okay, like I used to do, like some people have toxic productivity. So it depends on like what type of procrastination. Like if you are not studying and at the time when you're not studying and when you're reading a book, you don't call it procrastination. Okay, that's a different kind of productivity. The only difference is, unfortunately, we are running out of time. And that's the only thing because some kids, read for 10, 12 hours deep into friction books. But that's it. But you don't call that unproductive. Okay, because that is also a form of productive. And yes, your phone, it's not your friend. Don't like just delete the apps because I need to study. Delete them because your life is slipping through your fingers while you scroll. Instagram, TikTok, like even motivational videos, like you don't need it. Here's my personal story. I didn't touch social media until I was 20. So there was no Instagram, no TikTok. All my friends were on Instagram. I was the only one left without Instagram. And did I feel lonely? Yes, because everybody contacted through Insta. Okay, it was very rare to WhatsApp. I lost a lot of people, but it was all worth it. My phone was silent and my attention was mine. And honestly, it felt like a huge weight lifted off me. I wasn't comparing myself. I wasn't consuming endless junk. I was creating, learning, and living. Once I got into social media, oh my gosh, it just felt like, I don't know, I didn't feel like myself. And I will tell you the reason when we are moving forward. So take your phone and delete the apps. Delete the Play Store. Lock yourself in. There is even an app called Lock My Phone. Put in your emergency contacts only because when you go into Lock My Phone app, it's an app. You can search in Play Store. I don't know whether it's there in Apple Store. Lock My Phone. So please have your numbers in emergency contact in need, like only your parents, not your best friends. Because you can select the amount of hours you want to lock your phone. And once it's locked, it's locked. You cannot go inside no matter what happens. So first what will happen is boredom will hit you at first. You will hate it and you'll try to open the phone. It doesn't happen. And that's the magic. That's where your brain starts to think differently. And that's where creativity hits. That's where growth comes from. Okay. So another thing is don't use Instagram, guys, like Instagram or TikTok, like especially Instagram, like you will have your close friends and all of the stuff. Instagram is like indirectly forcing your brain to compare yourself with other people because when you see you see other people living, like you're literally looking at other people's life. Okay, and what do you feel like it? Anyways, they are not gonna post the reality. Are they gonna post on how much they struggled covering the syllabus? They must be posting of them going out with their friends or what did they eat and the fun things that they did, anything. Why are you looking at other people's life? It literally gives you like an habit of minding in other people's business and also not feeling happy about yourself. It's breaking your confidence. So don't be in Instagram. Like you have to be very mature if you're going to thrive in life and also if you're thriving in Instagram. Okay, so you want to talk to your friends, shift to WhatsApp. That's it, I'm saying. And I'm being honest, okay, because A level is not a joke, and some things you have to just delete it. Don't even think about it. You don't have to like completely delete your account. What you can do is sometimes you can put it in your laptop. Okay, you can put it in your laptop. So in that way, it doesn't feel more pleasing. Laptop one is not pleasing. So you just can have it in your laptop and you can use that, but don't have it in your phone. And don't have TikTok at all because you want that motivational videos. How many times did you see the motivation videos and did you change? No, right? So why keeping on looking at that? Just forget it. So we'll talk about boredom because boredom is literally a gift. Most people run from it. Most people fill it with noise. But the ones who thrive, they sit with it. You have to stare at it. Like you have to literally use the boredom. Like boredom is a huge gift. Like when you're bored, but you find things to do, right? That's when you start scrolling. So when you don't have like a way to scroll, okay, your mind is not consumed. After 5 minutes of boredom and when you're still bored, your brain will start speaking. Okay, because it's silent. It's not consuming, and that's where magic happens. And trust me, Okay, that's where magic happens. Okay, so before we move forward, I just wanted to say this that me and Nada Fazlullah, we are the founders of PrepSetGo. Big news, guys. We just opened a new intake for Unit 6 and Unit 7. Yes, that means we are going to cover both units in just a month. And if you know Unit 7, you know why we are doing this. It's tough and, we got you, okay, because it's the hardest subject, like hardest unit in biology. So if you want all the details, free resources, and to join our community, check out the links down below. Join our Telegram, hit the number, whatever works. Now back to business. Let's talk about how to live a life that actually works for you. Step one is remove people who drain you. Yes, that's right. You know that friend who's constantly slacking, not serious, not interested in studying, just floating there. Step back. Now, you don't have to block them. You don't have to make it dramatic. Just distance yourself. Don't feel guilty, okay? Because those people, they'll leave you eventually anyway. Even your best friend of 10 years, I'm telling you, it's very rare. It's extremely rare. If you are with a best friend of 10 years, okay, it's maybe because you both are highly matured, or else it's maybe because you guys did not change. Okay, now I'm going to be honest. It might be, you might guys like hate me, but that's the truth. Okay, when you know, like friendships with a person, and when you know your friend is like not setting you anymore, like if you're getting irritated with that person's habits or like whatever it is, like when that person does something and you feel like it's not working with you, I'm telling you, you are growing out of that person, and that's actually a good thing. And it's a good thing for both of you. Okay. That person is finding themselves and moving forward with their life. You are finding yourself and moving forward with your life. Okay. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer staying in a rut together? Guys, of course, just grow out of your friendships. Okay. If you feel like that's holding you back, that's not friendship. Okay. Friendship, if you have the best friends, I'm telling you, both of your friends must be thriving. Okay. That is the truth. I learned it the hard way. I had best friends, like long time best friends. But when, like, actually, I'm a person who doesn't give up on people. So God actually had to remove them from my life when they constantly gave up on me and ghosted me and all of that. Like, they will be like best friends like 8 years, and then randomly one day they start ghosting you. Okay, and that's when I realized, you come out of it, you stay behind, but then God sends you a really good friend, and then you grow together. So that's how what friendship is. Friendship doesn't have to be where you talk all the time. You don't have to talk with a friend, every single day. No. Okay, real friendship comes where your friend does like he or she improves with her life, you improve with your life. But when you're together, you both thrive. That is what real friendship is. And yes, and I'm very happy that I found a friend like that. Shout out to her. Anyways, let's move forward. So don't get attached to anyone who isn't adding value to your growth, because they'll leave you eventually and you have to accept it. Detachment is the biggest lesson that you have to learn in life. And when you learn detachment, you are the most powerful person. Okay, so step two, where next is wake up early. I mean, before 8 a.m., you gotta plan your day. Not every minute, just roughly decide what you want to complete. And here's the key: make it dopamine detox friendly. No social media, no unnecessary consumption. Replace that time with something productive, or even better, something you enjoy. For example, you can dance, you can draw, you can play sports. Some people even write poems. So discover hobbies you didn't know you had, even if you just had to lay in bed and stare at the ceiling, but no maladaptive dreaming, okay? Just think. Take time for yourself. It's not wasted time. Your brain needs boredom to create, to imagine, to innovate. Now I get it. We are in A-levels. You feel like I don't have time for this. But here's the truth. All this time, you were literally staring at your phone. Okay, you must have watched like over 100 videos on how to escape from the rut, and none of it worked. So, without escaping the rut of not like without studying, you find other things to do, right? Let's replace take the phone out, because I know the 90% of the things that you're going to do without studying is going to be on scrolling. Okay, for those people we are talking about, you're going to take your phone away and you're going to replace other habits into that. You don't have to study at that time. You can replace other habits. That's how slowly you're going to grow, because you cannot grow. You have to grow in a strategic way. You cannot grow like one day. You cannot be like, okay, I'm going to change my life and throw the phone. No, that's not going to happen. You went step by step. And if you're chronically addicted now, when you leave your phone away, and if you're chronically addicted, literally you have to lock your phone and put it away. But for example, like if you feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot stay with my phone even for one day, that means I'm really sorry. You are in a real phone addiction. You are addicted to it. When you feel like you cannot live without a substance or without a thing for a day, for two, that means you're addicted. That means there's a red flag over there. And congratulations, you identified it and you can stop it. Replace that time that you use with your phone to fun, productive activities. Because rather than when you're scrolling, when you do like sports or read or dance or whatever it is, you are happy. Like you're genuinely happy. Okay, you will enjoy life. You're moving your body. Your body is made to move, guys. Don't always sit and study like that. Do some activities, move, have some fun. Just don't scroll. Like even when the time you're supposed to move, if you sit and scroll, it's not going to work. Okay. Don't ever think, okay, I'm going to change. No, even A levels, your habits you had in A levels is what you will have after your A levels finish. And even in the university, even when you're elder and when you're doing a career, all of it, your habits go on. Okay. You cannot change easily. That's why you must have seen even in your own family, you might know ayahs and akis, like they are very average. They do their careers, they finish their college, but they don't have anything more extra. Okay, they just scroll, talk to people, that's it. I'm telling you, you live your life once. Okay. Okay, you're studying, okay, you're doing college, do something else. Okay, learn to dance, learn to write, learn to paint. Okay, learn a sport. Just that's what I'm trying to bring you to A level. Do things except phone. This is all about living life. Okay, I don't want to bring up a mindset in you that you have to do it. You have to sacrifice your phone. You have to do this because of A levels, because you have to study. Okay, that's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. That's what I would have said, you guys, when I was doing A levels. But coming out of A levels and going into university, there is a huge maturity. I realized that habits in A level is what will carry you forward. Because in university, you have a higher pressure than A level, than A levels, unfortunately. Okay, the only thing is you have more freedom in college. So people can have fun. If they want, they can cut the lectures and do whatever they want. They are more self-study method and no one checks in you. Okay, A level, you have term tests. People come, do this, they check marks all. In universities, if you're passed, it's okay. You get it. So that's the only difference, but it's actually more harder. Okay, I'm telling you is don't be average. Be extraordinary. You live once. Why should you live average? Don't you guys have dreams? Follow that. Why live averagely? Okay. And the same way, in order to become successful, hard work is important, but have fun too. Like, don't have oh my gosh, I have to struggle, kill myself and struggle. No, you're addicted to your phone, throw that away, replace that time with something else. Because eventually, your studying doesn't feel like a burden. Because the only way you can pull it through in your life, this chapter of studying, is when you genuinely enjoy it. Okay? Okay, now let's move forward with it. So, the third step is we are going to study smart. Now, I mean really smart. So, don't touch the topics that you already know perfectly or the topics that you don't know. You're going to touch the topics that you know, like you have an idea, but you're not completely confident about it. So, you're going to take that topic. For example, organic chemistry. You're going to take that topic and don't just do few questions. You're going to go hard into it. That means 24 hours, 48 hours straight, you're going to do organic conversions. You're going to do it until you master. So you're going to pick 3 units, one in bio, one in chemistry, one in physics, and master them within this week. Focus on stretching and reading. Don't do it like in a way like, okay, 2 hours chemistry, then 2 hours bio. It's not going to work when you're trying to, like we are trying to jump. Like we're going to fill the gap, right? So we have to jump. So you have to master it at a stretch. Okay. So do this for 1 week to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You will get the hang of it and you will get confident and you will move forward. Okay. So focus on stretch sessions, complete it. Complete organic. Like do everything, close the book and throw it. Okay. I mean, don't throw it, but I'm saying like just forget about it. So you have to study it in a way where you will never touch it again. Trust me, step by step, detox by detox, topic by topic, you will level up in your life and your studies in ways you never thought is possible. So that's it, guys. That's how you move forward. And I didn't want to make a 10 steps video, just 3 simple, powerful steps to stop the cycle and actually move ahead. Time is closing in and you can do this. Now, don't stress about your A, B, and C. Forget grades for a moment and just focus on your next step. Think like this: I don't want to live my life stuck in this loop. Because trust me, even if you finish your A levels, go to university, start working, if you don't fix it now, this cycle will follow you. It does not disappear, I'm telling you. So live in a way that builds momentum, discipline, freedom, so you don't have to struggle like this later. Like even your career, it's going to be like this 8 hours. Okay, let's assume like 8 hours per day. Yeah, so you will be working, you'll be doing like, it's not like you're going to do your, even if you get a dream job, you're not going to do your job with a happy mood every single day. So this is what you carry forward. Okay. So live in a way that lives build momentum, discipline, and freedom. So you don't have to struggle like this later. And I'm rooting for every single one of you seriously. And if you want to talk personally, get recommendation, or just need some guidance, leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe and support. And please check out PrepSetGo by clicking the link below. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next one. So keep moving, keep growing, and remember, your next step matters more than anything else.